Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. If you live and breathe rugby, you know there's nothing quite like the Women's Rugby World Cup, and today, well, we are plunging deep into some of its most iconic moments. We're focusing on that epic rivalry that has truly defined the sport's highest stage. And hey, if you're as obsessed with rugby as we are, and you want to ensure you never miss a moment of the action or our insights, make sure you're subscribed to Rugby Obsession. It really is your direct line to all things rugby. Today, we're unpacking a fascinating article from Ruck, published just recently, titled New Zealand Dominance Rewind, the Last Five Women's Rugby World Cup Finals. And with the 2025 Women's Rugby World Cup returning to England and the Red Roses currently ranked as top favorites on their home soil,
Wow.
well, it feels like the perfect time to look back. To look back at the incredible shadow history cast, specifically that enduring dominance of the New Zealand Black Ferns.
It's pretty remarkable, isn't it, when you look at the Women's Rugby World Cup. Since it started back in 1991, only two nations, just two.
New Zealand and England.
Exactly. New Zealand and England are the only ones who've lifted that trophy. The Black Ferns. Well, they've secured 6 World Cups. England have 2.
6-2. That's quite a record.
It is. And so often, England has been the valiant runner-up, frequently against New Zealand. So this deep dive will chart the ebb and flow of that incredible rivalry over the last 5 finals. We're not just looking at scores, but why these matches were so memorable and what they tell us about how the women's game has evolved.
Right. So let's unpack this journey, some of the most intense, pivotal moments in women's rugby history. Get ourselves ready for what promises to be an absolutely electrifying 2025 tournament. It's a story of grit, tactical brilliance, and just sheer determination. Okay, our rewind kicks off in 2006, a really pivotal moment. This final, held in Edmonton, Canada, saw New Zealand grab their 3rd consecutive World Cup. They beat England 25-17. And the Red Roses, they actually dominated large parts of the game, didn't they? Started strong with an early penalty from their fly half, Karen Andrew.
Yeah, she's the orchestrator, essentially. But despite that strong start and pushing the Black Ferns really hard, England fell short. But connecting this to the bigger picture, it really highlights New Zealand's experience and, I think, crucially, their composure under pressure. That proved decisive.
Composure.
England applied heavy pressure, especially later on. Helen Clayton scored that late try, brought them really close, just 3 points behind. Most teams might start to panic there.
Oh, definitely.
But New Zealand just seemed to find that extra gear in the final minutes. It wasn't some big tactical shift, more like psychological resilience. Even with England pushing, they held their nerve, capitalized on key moments. You had Mona Lisa Codling scoring just before halftime, Stephanie Mortimer early in the second, and then Miriam Marsh delivered that final blow in injury time. Sealed the deal.
Wow.
It showed that champion's ability, didn't it?
Yeah.
Absorb pressure and convert late chances, a hallmark we'd see again and again.
That ability to find an extra gear, it sounds like a mental edge as much as anything physical. So fast forward 4 years, 2010. And it was heartbreaking again for England, maybe even more so, this time on home soil.
Oh, absolutely. The Twickenham Stoop in London, the Black Ferns did it again. 4th World Cup for them, 3rd final win over England. And it was close, 13-10.
So close.
And this final really raises a big question. How did New Zealand hold on? How did they win, even with 2 players getting yellow cards in the first half?
2 players off for 10 minutes each. That's usually a massive blow in a final.
Huge disadvantage. But the Black Ferns didn't just survive. They actually sort of thrived in managing that situation.
Yeah.
And the key, their absolute dominance at the breakdown.
The breakdown. That messy, vital contest for the ball after the tackle. How did controlling that let them overcome being 2 players down?
Well, by consistently winning that contest, or even just slowing England's ball down, they denied England quick possession. England couldn't generate the fast phases they needed to exploit those gaps from the yellow cards. It was pragmatic, maybe even winning ugly a bit.
Strategic, though.
Definitely strategic. They stifled England's attack, protected their own ball, turned a potential disaster into a defensive masterclass, really, despite that powerful try from England's Charlotte Barris, which leveled it at 10-10. And you can imagine the hope that gave England.
Oh, yeah.
New Zealand had already scored through Carla Hohipa in the first half, showing that opportunism, even when under pressure. And then Kelly Brazier's late penalty. Just clinical. England came in with high hopes, too. They'd beaten Australia in the semis, even beaten New Zealand a few months before.
Snapped the losing streak.
Exactly. But this game really cemented New Zealand's reputation for grinding out wins. Managing the game, controlling the tempo, even when things look bad. Deep tactical understanding, mental strength, It's a recurring theme, isn't it?
Good. It really is. That mental fortitude feels central to these Black Ferns victories. A champion's performance, like you said. Okay, now here's where the story takes a really interesting twist. 2014. After 3 straight final losses, 3 heartbreakers, England finally claimed the trophy. And this time, it wasn't against New Zealand.
Right. They faced Canada, who were actually in their first ever World Cup final. England won 21-9 in Paris.
Their first World Cup since 1994. Broke that 20-year drought. Must have felt amazing.
Oh, you have to think so. And what's fascinating here is just the sheer resilience from England. This wasn't just a win. It felt like validation for years of effort, years of sacrifice. Emily Scarratt was immense in that final. Kicked 11 points, which is huge, and scored that decisive try near the end.
Put it beyond doubt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Danielle Waterman scored a key try earlier, too. Canada fought hard, showed real passion in their first final. But England's composure, maybe learned from those previous losses, made the difference.
And the human story behind it, you mentioned sacrifice. A lot of these players took unpaid leave from their jobs, right?
Absolutely. That dedication is incredible. It really underlines the commitment. Lifting that trophy in front of nearly 22,000 fans, it wasn't just for England. It felt like a powerful moment for the women's game itself.
A celebration.
Yeah, showcasing its growth, the professionalism, the sacrifices, and it showed England could build that championship team. Maybe show the elite landscape was broadening too.
It's that dedication, that broader impact that makes this sport so compelling, isn't it? And if you're finding these insights into rugby history and strategy as valuable as we are, remember to hit subscribe on Rugby Obsession. You'll get more deep dives, analyses, and all the latest news. Okay, so England are champions, but their reign was short-lived.
Very short-lived. The Black Ferns came back with a vengeance in 2017. Belfast, Northern Ireland, a stunning display.
A high-scoring final, 41-32 to New Zealand. Sounds like an absolute classic.
It really was. Thrilling back and forth. Even though New Zealand scored 7 tries in the end.
7 tries?
Yeah. But what's amazing is England actually led 17-5 at halftime. Lydia Thompson got 2 tries. They got a penalty try.
Great.
They look strong. Really poised maybe for back-to-back titles.
So what happened? What was the turning point?
Well, there's a pivotal moment in the second half. England's fly half, Katie Daly-McLean, had the ball deep in her own half. Instead of passing, she chose to kick. And that decision, well, it allowed New Zealand to launch a devastating counterattack, pretty much from their own 22.
Wow, so one tactical choice under pressure just flipped the whole game.
It really felt like it.
Yeah.
From that moment, New Zealand's physicality, their ball control,
Yeah.
it just took over. Tokenacha with a prop scored a hat-trick.
A prop scoring a hat-trick in a World Cup final. Incredible.
Yeah. Incredible. Highlighted their forward dominance. Plus, tries from Selika Winiata, Charmaine Smith, Kendra Coxedge. They just overwhelmed England in that second half. England kept fighting. Scarratt, Sarah Byrne, Thompson tried, but New Zealand's strength was just too much. Confirmed them as the world's best again. It really showed New Zealand's ability to punish any mistake, turn defense into attack in a flash, a masterclass in seizing momentum.
Okay, and finally, we get to the final everyone talks about, what many are calling the greatest Women's World Cup final ever. Delayed a year by COVID, played in 2022. Eden Park, Auckland, sold out.
Right.
But ultimately a crushing end for the Red Roses. New Zealand winning a nail-biter, 34-31.
Yeah, this game, it raises another big question, doesn't it? How did England, down to 14 players after just 18 minutes?
Lydia Thompson's red card, a permanent sending off.
Right, a red card that early.
Yeah.
How did they still lead for most of the game? Against the champs, on their home turf, it speaks volumes about their tactics, their bravery, and their main weapon, that utterly dominant driving maul.
Ah, yes. The maul, that rolling fortress of forwards. Almost impossible to stop legally when it gets going.
Exactly. And Amy Cocaine, England's hooker, scored an unbelievable hat-trick using just that weapon.
Yeah.
Showcased its power, England's precision. The match was on a nice edge the whole time. Back and forth tries, just relentless intensity.
A real clash of styles, too, wasn't it? England's forward power versus New Zealand's backs.
Absolutely. England's maul was almost unstoppable, a testament to their pack and preparation. But then New Zealand's backline, players like Stacey Fluhler, Aisha Leti Iga, they just came alive in the second half. Individual brilliance, amazing coordinated attacks. It was like this tactical chess match, power versus flair almost.
Yeah.
And then right at the end, clock in the red, England had a line out near the New Zealand line, the most reliable weapon all game.
Don't tell me.
They lost possession. Just that one crucial error under the most intense pressure imaginable. And the Black Ferns, they seized the moment, held on, and lifted their 6th title. An absolutely unforgettable night in Auckland.
Wow. Just wow, what an incredible journey through 5 defining finals. The sheer grit, the talent, the passion you see in women's rugby, especially in this rivalry, it's just inspiring. It makes it so clear why the Black Ferns have been so dominant 6 World Cups. But England, with their two, always pushing them, often in these incredible nail-biting encounters. And now, with the Red Roses heading into 2025 as top-ranked favorites on home soil, this history just sets the stage perfectly, doesn't it? It's going to be electric.
Absolutely. This history, it's not just about who won or lost. It emphasizes that fierce rivalry, the tactical evolution, the incredibly high standard both teams consistently bring. It really encourages you, I think, to appreciate the depth of skill, the strategy, the mental toughness that defines the very top level of the women's game. These aren't just matches, they're stories.
Couldn't agree more. Stories of incredible effort and skill. We'd love to hear your thoughts, actually. What do you think about these incredible finals, about this rivalry? What are you most looking forward to in 2025? What stood out to you from this deep dive? Let us know. And as always, for more deep dives into the world of rugby and to stay right on top of all the news and analysis, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession. Thank you so much for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we look forward to you listening to our next episode.